Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a playthrough of Renegade. Today we're going to be playing as Hettie Magnetic and we're going up against the Spider supermassive computer. The goals that we have are for copper, alert to our presence, for silver, swarm, and for gold, program shift. So we can, I guess, put out the network. So we'll shuffle these. And the first is purple, red, okay, so we put our standee there. We also get one yellow, and then we have 4 free access points. So we get 4 blue, which we can distribute however we want. But first, let's place the sparks for the supermassive computer. So they get 1 each on faith. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then they also have 1 on every odd numbered partition on each player's home server. So 1 there, and 1 on 5. And that's all for their setup. Then we can, I think we'll put 3 on our home server. And then let's put another one on number 2. And then, yeah, we can draw up to our 5 card limit, and the cards we get are bypass, infiltrate, decrypt, diversion, and another diversion. We will stock the hack shock. Dancing pig is the first. Then we have adrenaline surge, sidekick, and replicant jar. So we'll put these. And I think for us, I think it's going to make sense to take the adrenaline surge with our bypass, so we can delete bypass. So we'll put that up there and take adrenaline surge into our hand. I think it probably makes sense to also take sidekick and delete our infiltrate. In terms of these, I think we'll probably want to go for replicant jar here, so we'll delete 1 diversion and discard another, and we'll take this replicant jar. And I think for our actions then, we can let's flip 1 blue, or actually let's go with 1 blue, so we'll flip that on our home server. Alternatively, instead of executing this, and so we'll keep 3 there, we could probably execute sidekick and delete 1 spark on our partition or an adjacent partition. I think I will delete this one. So he's deleted, and then we can probably play decrypt for a movement. And I think let's move there along with our replicant. And then we can play replicant jar to modify that, because Hettie counts as a replicant for once per player turn. So we will modify that into a green. So that spark goes away, and we put a green out, and then we will hold this card for our next turn. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get interrupt, infiltrate, focus, sabotage, and memory steal, in addition to the adrenaline surge that we have here. In terms of the end of turn step, delete all contaminants or installations in any partitions in which every adjacent partition has a spark or a guardian. So there are none currently. So we will go on then to the start of turn step. We'll restock the hack shock. So we get NIDAM ship, sidekick, and self-modifying inhibitor. and then we roll for the new sparks. Another rule for Spider is remove the partition die. So Spider will always place a spark on the server's lowest number partition with the fewest sparks. So we're only going to roll one die during this, but we roll it once during the copper phase, and that is my server. So we will place that on the lowest number with the fewest sparks, which is number 1. So that's that. And I think here, so we probably want to delete infiltrate and take sidekick. And I think we also probably want to, let's go with deleting interrupt and taking the dancing pig. And then let's upload, so we'll upload a neural hub, and because we're using adrenaline surge, we can upload one additional contaminant of that type. So we will upload 2 uplinks. Sorry, we're uploading uplinks, not neural hub. So that's those 2 played. Then we can use our memory steal to convert this into a neural hub installation. So that is that. And then we can, I think we probably want to ghost our action over to partition number 1. So it's like, because we're on a neural hub, we can ghost over here, and then we can execute sidekick to delete 1 spark. So we'll delete that. And then we are back here, and we could, I think, let's execute dancing pig to have 1 contaminant. Oh, that's not going to work actually. I was hoping to maybe swap this with a yellow, but we can't do that. So I think here we'll probably let this one go. So we just won't use that, unfortunately, and we'll keep dancing pig in hand and draw our other 5 cards. We get data steal, renegade apprentice, data scan, trickery master, and interrupt. So end of turn step, nothing is fully surrounded. So we go on to the start of turn step. We will restock the hack shock. We get override, interrupt, and night arm ship. And then we are rolling for sparks, and it is our server again. So the lowest with the fewest is that. And then we go on to our turn. And I think here we can probably go trickery master so we'll designate that as a yellow command, and we'll get stealth modifying inhibitor. We probably want to use data steal to get night arm ship, probably renegade apprentice to get overwrite interrupt. And I think we'll leave it there. So what are we going to do here? So we can, I think, execute self-modifying inhibitor. So we'll ghost our action here again. We'll execute self-modifying inhibitor to delete 1 spark on our partition, and we can add a replicant if we wish. Let's do that. So we're back here, and then we can we could move. So let's move. So we'll use 2 points of movement. We'll use 1 to get here, and then 2 to get here. So that's fine. And then we can modify that spark, that spark into, let's go with a yellow. So we'll modify that into a yellow replicant. And then we could, let's move back here. So we will go back there. And I think these are probably going to go to waste here. We could alternatively execute that and move there, which would allow us to get all 3 replicants together, which I think I'll probably do. So let's do that. So we've executed night arm ship, moved from an open partition to any other open partition as a move action. We could also go there and modify that into a yellow as well. So that probably makes more sense. So we were here, we execute night arm ship, and we'll move here. So that's an open partition to an open partition. And then we can I think, modify that spark into a virus. So let's modify that into a virus, and that will be the end of our turn. So we will do the end of turn step. There's nothing completely surrounded because there's no spark here. So these are okay. The virus battle segment, nothing is in the same partition. Delete contaminants, nothing, and delete installations, there's nothing. So success or failure, did we meet our goal? Have a neural hub on the following number of servers, 1 for a solo player, so we do have a neural hub on that, so we do meet it. Add 1 data port anywhere on the network. I think I could add this maybe here. That'll give us access to anywhere on the network. And we, during the countermeasure phase, we skip the move spark step. So we don't do this. That's part of Spider special rule. So that's the copper done. So we do get the 25 points for that. And then we can shuffle up and purge the hack shack. So that will go there. We'll get a new, I'll do this now. So we get Night Ship, Ginger Cool, Reset Spark, and Christmas Tree. So that could be very appealing if we can get Christmas Tree into our hand. So those are for the next round, and then we can shuffle up and go on to the next round. So for this countermeasure swarm, we have to clear the swarm server of all sparks and guardians, roll the server die during the intel phase. Its result is the swarm server, add 1 spark to its partitions without countermeasures. Afterward, this cycle, so this means the swarm server whenever we roll that. So which is the swarm server, it's going to be the green. So we roll our put 1 spark on each of the partitions there. So 1. So that's the furthest one away. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have to clear that server. Okay. Right, so we're going to take our hand limit of 5, so 4 and 5. And we get Adrenaline Surge, Sidekick, Replicant Jar, Self-Modifying Inhibitor, and Memory Steal. We then roll for sparks. So we're rolling twice in the silver phase. And we get the blue with the fewest. That's number 1. And then the green with the fewest. So that's going to be number 1 as well. Okay, wow. So they're building up over there. So I think here we probably want to use Memory Steal and Self-Modifying Inhibitor to get the Christmas Tree. So we will delete Memory Steal and discard Self-Modifying Inhibitor. And then we can probably want to use, I think we'll have to use Replicant Jar for movement. So we're going to move over here with our replicants. So we'll move over to green 1, which we can do with the data port, and bring our replicants with us. And then we can execute Sidekick to delete 1 spark from our partition or an adjacent partition. I will delete this. And then I think we probably want to shift. So we'll shift this over here into number 3, blue 3, and we'll keep Christmas Tree in hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get Night Ship, Sabotage, Decrypt, Dancing Pig, and Overwrite Interrupt. And then, so is anything completely surrounded? No, we are not. So there's nothing to delete. And then we can go on to the start of turn. So we'll restock the hack shack. It's hologram. And then we are rolling for sparks. And it's blue with the fewest. It's number 2. And green with the fewest. So another one. And then, yeah, it's back to us. I think here we can probably want to modify the spark on our partition into a yellow replicant. So that's 3 there now. And then we can I think we'll probably use Night ship to move into partition number 2 with our 3 replicants. And then we can use Sabotage to modify that into a red. So we get a virus there. And then we could potentially move on to 6 and do an infect action here. I think we'll just use decrypt to move onto partition number 6, and we'll bring our replicants with us. And then we will discard overwrite interrupt and draw our last 5. So we get diversion, interrupt, data scan, sidekick, and focus. Is anything completely surrounded? No, we are not. So we will roll for sparks. Nothing to restock in the hack shack, so we roll twice, and it is faith. So that is the lowest with the fewest is number 3, and then our server, which is number 1. So what do we want to do here? Okay, I think first of all, let's use focus to get Ginger Cool into our hand, and I think we can probably modify the spark on our current partition into a blue, and then we can execute sidekick to delete 1 spark on our partition or an adjacent partition. I'll delete this, and then let's execute Christmas tree to redistribute any number of sparks on our server to anywhere else on the network. So we will redistribute that. We'll put that there, and we'll put this one, I guess, there, and then this one, I think, there as well. And we're left with 3 yellows, and then this. So I think here it probably we can't get back across here. So I think we probably want to let's just use this for 1 movement, and we'll move here with our yellow replicants, and then we're left with these. I mean, we could just move with 2, and then we can upload another replicant. So let's do that. Alternatively, we could have, because we had 3, we could have put down a replicator with that, and then uploaded a couple more replicants, but let's leave it there. So that is the end of turn. Is anything completely surrounded? I don't think there is. We still have no spark there, so these are fine. This is going to battle out with this spark though, which is fine. So yeah, that's the end of the turn. We will go on to the countermeasures phase. So virus battle segments. So these are going to battle it out, and we get 3 versus 1. So we win that. That gets deleted. Is there anything else that shares a partition? There isn't. So we do not have to delete anything. Success or failure. Clear the swarm server of all sparks and guardians. It is all clear. So we have we've completed successfully. Add 1 spark to partitions 1, 3, and 5 on the swarm server. So 1, 3, and 5, and we skip the move spark step. So that's that. So we've got a second 25-point chip, and then we can go on. We'll purge the hack shack, and the new cards we're getting are Duality, Pied Piper, Data Shift, and Pied Piper. Okay, and then we can shuffle up, and we will go on then to the next cycle. Okay, so we'll draw up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we get overwrite, interrupt, sidekick, diversion, adrenaline surge, and sabotage. And so the first thing we need to do is roll for the new sparks. So we get yellow with the fewest. That is number 1. So that is now fully surrounded. Unfortunately, that's our server with the fewest. That's going to be our partition. And then the third one is faith with the fewest. So that's going to be number 3. Okay, so what our goal here is program shift, so we need to get a message queue onto this card using shift actions. So how do we want to best go about this? I think, so we have sidekick, which we can use to delete the spark on our partition if we want. Alternatively, we do need to get a green onto the network. So we could play these two and get a green, modify that into a green. So let's do that. So we'll play these two and modify the spark on our partition into an uplink. And then we can probably execute sidekick to delete one spark on our partition or an adjacent partition. I think I'll delete this. And then we have these two left. I think we probably just discard that and keep diversion here. Yeah, let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we get Ginger Cool, Christmas Tree, Sidekick, Decrypt, and Night Arm ship. So there's nothing to restock in the Hack Shack. Is anything completely surrounded? It is. So both of these get lost, unfortunately. There's no way we were going to get back over there. I think that's everything that's completely surrounded. So yeah, we will go on then. Nothing to restock. We'll roll for sparks, and it's red with the fewest. It's going to be 2. Faith with the fewest, that's going to be 1. And blue with the fewest, that's going to be 4. So that's that, and we'll go on to our turn then. I think here we can, let's play Ginger Cool for 2 green commands, and we will shift a red, which will allow us to put it on program shift, and then let's shift a yellow as well. So that will also go on program shift, and then we can play our decrypt for 2 movement. So we'll move 1 in here, 2 back here, and then let's play Night Arm ship for another point of movement, which will move us in here with the green. And then we can, let's execute sidekick to delete 1 spark on an adjacent partition. I will delete that. And then we will, let's leave that, and we'll draw back up, and we get, so data scan, replicant jar, interrupt, self-modifying inhibitor, and dancing pig. Is anything completely surrounded? No. So we will roll for new sparks. And yeah, we get red with the fewest is going to be 4. Our server with the fewest is going to be 1. And blue with the fewest is going to be number 5. So back to us. There's nothing to restock in the Hack Shack. So I think here, and I think here we can, let's play replicant jar for 2 green commands, and we will shift green first. So let's shift that, and that goes on to the program shift, and then we can shift a second time, and we'll shift the blue. So now we just need to shift the spark, and I think we can, let's move. So we will move for 1. We'll bring all of our replicants with us, and we'll move to partition number 1. And then we can play self-modifying inhibitor, use the leadership as a green, and we'll shift this spark onto program shift. And then unfortunately we can't get off this partition without using our Christmas tree. So we can't redistribute any of the others. It would be great to get back here or maybe onto blue, but I don't think we're going to be able to. So yeah, we will, I guess, we could get 1, 2, 3 back here. So yeah, let's do that. Let's play that for 3 blue commands. And we will move 1, 2, 3. Because this is on a network, we can move there. Alternatively, we could go 1, 2, 3, but we don't have a, although yeah, it probably makes more sense to do that. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 onto the neural hub, and then We would get an extra point if we just upload a replicator actually. So let's do that. So we'll get a replicator installation, and then we can, I guess, upload to, although we could just modify, we can ghost our action over here and modify the spark into another yellow. So that gets that spark out, and then we'll go back here after the ghost action has ended. So is anything completely surrounded? I don't think so. So yeah, that is the end of turn step done. We'll go on to the countermeasures phase of virus battle. Is there anything in a partition with a spark? No. No contaminants or installations. So yeah, that's that, and then we will go on to the success or failure. We needed to get a message queue on this card. X times, where X is the number of renegades. We have one, so we have one message queue here in the right order: red, yellow, green, blue, and then a spark. So that's successfully completed. We'll flip it over and return all contaminants in the message queue to the stock and distribute the sparks back onto the network however we desire. So let's put that there. So that is a success as well. And the other 75 or 25 point chip. So that was successful. These go back into the stock. I guess we can counter score. Probably not the best, but you get 1 VP per 5 complete set of sparks in the stock. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's 25 in total. So that means there's 7 left in the stock. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did we count that? Oh no, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 6 left. So we only get 1 point for that. 1 point for each installation. That's 2. So that's 3 points. 5 for each guardian in the stock. So there's still 5. So that's 25. So that's a total of 28 points plus the 75 from the countermeasure cards. Gets us to 103. So yeah, that was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it gave you a bit of an idea of how the game plays. And yeah, let me know in the comments. This game is still quite new to me, so I may have missed some rules or anything, but yeah, definitely keen to hear anyone's thoughts in the comments. Always appreciate that, and I will get back to you. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining. Hope you can join again next time.